So this new indie World War II FPS has kind of been lurking in the shadows. I have yet to see at least any bigger YouTubers really talk about it, so I figured I'd have to showcase it for you guys, my peoples.
We're stuck in this nameless place, with nothing but courage and scavenged supplies. Everyone's giving their best. But it's hell out here. We must hold our ground. We must breach their defenses. United, we will make history.
Presenting United 1944. As you can see, it looks to be kind of leaning on the arcadey type of shooter. However, the independent development team is doing something a little different with this game that separates itself from the troves of World War II shooters we've seen over the years, where these games almost always focused on the team aspect. Americans versus the Germans, or British versus the Germans. What United 1944 is doing a little different is they want the player experience to really focus on the solo player. What would you do if you were in World War II? For we always know what you would do as a faction, which is destroy the other faction. But this game really wants to emphasize the solo player's experience. What would you do personally? Who will you become? You will be able to choose from over 40 new skills. Of course, coordinate with your teammates to define what you can do to give your best. You could become a spy at night, a sniper from the rooftops, set improvised explosive traps, and craft medicines to revive fallen teammates. You'll also be able to switch up your roles and weapon loadouts mid-battle. You can customize your hero to be a soldier, a resistance member, or a civilian. In United 1944, write your own World War II story. Focusing on the late war, United 1944 blends the intensity of shooter gameplay with crafting, building, strategy, and teamwork. Inspired by late war guerrilla skirmishes, choose between team-based urban warfare or solo survival in a historically rich setting. A city in ruins is waiting for you, full of places to explore. Infiltrate this no man's land to find resources you can use to craft weapons and gear that will turn the tide of battle. Use and modify the environment to your advantage. With the resources you gathered, build defensive walls, set mines, and block streets with barricades to stop the enemy advance. Secure key buildings as advanced outposts to gain territorial advantage. Understand offensive and defensive lanes and discover key lines of sight. In United 1944, strategy wins the battle. With a rich, fully explorable city map, your options are endless. Look for resources, explore the city, and set up improvised bases anywhere as you fight for survival. Build, raid, kill, steal, scavenge, and destroy. Experience World War II in two different ways. The more classic team-based domination mode, join a 16 vs 16 operation to take over the city. Divide roles among teammates, set up bases, control territory, and assault the enemy headquarters. In survivor mode, you and up to 2 other teammates become soldiers stranded in a ruined city. Hide or fight to stay alive. Improvise your shelter and develop your skills until you are rescued. Will you become a survivor of World War II, or will your bones be buried forever in this city? United 1944 brings you the intensity of close quarters combat with a solid shooting experience. You'll be able to craft a wide variety of weapons, from improvised rifles and makeshift shotguns to classics such as the M1 Garand, MP40, Kar 98, and many more that brings to life the true feeling of World War II. Use the entirety of the war-torn maps to gain a strategic advantage by skillfully traversing rooftops and tunnels while cleverly taking advantage of the day and night cycles to gain the upper hand. That's right, when you start a match, it may be sunny outside, and towards the end, you will need a freaking flashlight to see. So United 1944 here is in beta, and I believe the last beta cycle starts on the 9th. It is a part of Steam Fest, so be sure to check this one out starting Monday. Don't forget to give your feedback. Best part about these indie games is that the developers actually listen to your input. Currently, there are two different modes, like I mentioned, the Domination and Survivor. Domination will be a 16 vs 16 32 player server, where the Survivor mode will hold up to 24 players and of course be a sandbox extraction experience, fighting for survival and loot. Currently, there are two large maps to be played on. I believe it's France and the first one, Africa, and of course, more coming soon. There is a boot camp and shooting range to hone your skills. Each map is a rich, dense city where every building is traversable, offering unique lines of sight and combat advantages. There is a team hierarchy with squad leaders and squad comms. Each session has its own skill tree with 40 plus skills to choose mid-battle. Right now in the game are 16 iconic weapons from World War II, of course with more coming soon. It boasts a solid weapon model with damage fall-off, ballistics, projectiles, recoil, and spread. You'll be happy to know that the weapon audio was recorded live from original World War II weapons. And it boasts a full communication system, pings, VoIP or proximity chat, and of course squad chat. The building mechanic is free form. You'll be able to build walls, doors, barricades, platforms to fortify positions. And of course a huge part of the game will be scavenging, crafting, and inventory management using both backpacks and chests. And as mentioned before, every game will go through a dynamic day-night cycle. We touched on how you'd be able to be a spy if you wanted to, and use intel gadgets to reveal the enemy strategy. The original aspect of United 1944, of course, is focusing on the player experience, kind of more solo-based than past titles, but of course, collaborating with your team will still be a huge part of it. You'll be able to revive teammates, share resource depots, and build defenses cooperatively. Alright guys, don't forget you'll be able to play this in what I believe is the last beta phase starting Monday. So this definitely looks like a cool title. I just had to share with you guys. Let me know down in the comments if this was already on your radar or is this the first time seeing it. And of course, I'd love to know your thoughts. Before we close this video out, I'm going to go ahead and let some of this developer gameplay run so you can really check out the game, the weapon audio, and all that jazz. Of course, a huge shout out to my channel members. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. I will catch you boys in the next one. Y'all be good to each other.
is under attack. I repeat, our HQ is under attack. Everyone, retreat! We must protect our HQ at all costs! Our HQ is under attack! I repeat, our HQ is under attack! The enemy is losing their outposts.